Money is a very crucial matter and can cause a rift in many partners. Here's what Steve Harvey has to say. Should you take your partner's money? Managing bank accounts. When it comes to couples, more often than not, there's one person in the relationship who likes to spend money on anything and everything, whereas the other partner is usually more rational and likes to save up. Moreover, there's usually an imbalance between the earnings of both partners, and the imbalance between both partners' earnings and spendings can lead to a lot of problems and even lead to a lot of uncomfortable conversations and fights between partners. So, who is right in this situation? The one who wants to spend money and live life to the fullest, or the boring dull partner who's more rational and wants to save money for a rainy day? Once you're married, should you even opt for a joint bank account, or should you just continue to manage your finances individually? According to Steve Harvey, if you don't want finances to cause a strain in your relationship, you should have a total of 4 bank accounts. But why exactly do you need 4 bank accounts, and who will have jurisdiction over which account? Before we get into more details about what Steve Harvey has to say about partners sharing their money, if you're liking our content so far, then do be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and turn on the notifications button so you can be notified every time we post a new video and stay updated about how to manage finances between partners without causing any rifts. The 4 bank accounts. Exactly what are these 4 bank accounts for? You might be thinking 4 bank accounts is a little too many, and shouldn't you just have 2 bank accounts, one for each person, and then you can just manage your finances from there? Well, this is where you're wrong. In order to establish a healthy relationship with money and each other, these 4 bank accounts are an essential part of your relationship. The first bank account will be a joint account where both of you make a pre-decided amount of contribution. This bank account will be the basis of where you pay all your bills from and cover your mutual expenses. Money that's saved from this bank account will go into a second account, which will be your savings account. This savings account will once again belong to both of you and will require both partners' signatures to move the money. The third and fourth account will belong to each of you individually, and you can keep the remainder of your earnings in your personal bank account. Each person will be entitled to spend the money however they want, and neither of the partners should be allowed to question each other about their spending patterns as long as they're making their contributions to the joint and savings accounts. Nobody would end up losing their individuality this way, and neither of the partners will have to go to each other to ask for money every time they want to make a purchase. Mechanism of the individual account. Nobody likes asking for money, especially when you're earning your own money. Then you shouldn't have to ask for permission from someone to spend that money, which is why the individual accounts are so important. Once you've sorted out the problem of paying your bills, having a roof over your head, having groceries in the house, and having a nice car to drive, you should be allowed to spend your money however you want. According to Steve Harvey, no woman would want to ask her man if she can get money to get her nails done or to buy a dress. Having an individual account lets the man and the woman live their own individual lives as well, giving them room to buy whatever they want and having some autonomous control over their lives without checking in with their partner for every little thing. Moreover, if you're earning a hefty sum of money, but then you have to ask your partner if you can spend that money every time you feel like treating yourself, then that would inevitably lead to some major problems in the relationship. Last but not least, what if you want to buy something nice for your partner? You would again have to ask them for permission to spend that money if the individual accounts don't exist in the first place. Joint account, well, we've already established what happens with the individual accounts, and we know the savings account will require signatures from both partners in order to move the money. But what really happens with the joint account that's reserved for mutual expenses? Should the man put in more money in the joint account, or should the woman do that instead? According to Steve Harvey, the man and woman's check should both go in the joint account, and then there should be mutual agreement on how much each person should get to spend on themselves, and that money should then be split in the individual accounts. If one partner in the relationship spends more, they can end up with a larger sum of money, and if both partners are okay with it, then the checks can be split equally, but there should always be mutual agreement on how much each partner is going to take. And that's all on Steve Harvey's take on whether or not you should take money from your partner and how to live peacefully with your partner without avoiding any and all finance-related arguments.